Hunters in Michigan are going to have to find a new way to attract deer now that baiting is banned for the lower peninsula. But for areas like Alpena, baiting has not been allowed for over 20 years due to the spread of bovine tuberculosis.
For TB, they've narrowed it down to just this area, so it's obviously worked, the no baiting stuff. So we'll see how it goes for the CWD.
Chronic wasting disease, which is a fatal central nervous system disease, is affecting counties in southwest Michigan.
Anytime we congregate those deer, we're increasing the risk of disease transmission, and especially with bait and feed when it's placed directly on the ground.
Even hand feeding deer for recreation is illegal. But how about using apples hung in a tree for a mock scrape?
Remember, deer can jump, and they jump for food, and they're big animals, so put them really, really high because it has to be totally inaccessible.
Baiting brings in too many deer to one area, which is why food plots are becoming a good alternative.
The primary differences between feeding and baiting and food plots focus on congregating deer in a relatively small area and repeated placement of feeds for the deer in that small area.
Without baiting, we're going to have to come up with different strategies to hunt our deer. And one strategy that we have here is we have a plot of clover that is will be completely screened when this grows to its maximum potential, which could get to about 11 feet tall.
Food plot shop owner Tony Polk showed us how a plot is created.
We're putting in a brand new food plot. Not the best location in the world, but we want to put a food plot in. We want to get some nutrition in here, some attraction. We don't have a lot of equipment. We've got a drag harrow and a four-wheeler. We know we're going to have some debris on top of this food plot. It's not going to be the perfect situation. Winter wheat and the rye will act as a nurse crop, protecting our purple top turnips and a radish, allowing them to root and grow.
While there are many tools to use, a hand broadcaster is a great way to get started with a food plot.
If it's filling in kind of halfway, just come back out here and put a little more on it before it rains. And you're going to find out this is going to fill up and look beautiful. And the deer are going to feel really comfortable back in here.
You'll generally see deer dispersed and distributed amongst that food plot a little bit better than you would over bait or feed.
If you're going to have a food plot program, you have to have at least a third of it in perennial clovers. This is a beautiful blend of clover, alfalfa. Once they're established, the maintenance is low, and the deer have kept it mowed for me. So if you have a piece of property that doesn't have a lot of open spots, you don't have a bunch of existing food plots, you've got no way to do that. Most people have ATV trails or roads through their property. It does not have to look like a state park. The nutrition is here.
To maintain the deer herd and help it grow, I know that's what most hunters just want anyway, so we're trying to help out that whole industry and just hopefully have a herd for the future generations.